Kate Garraway, to many, is the composed face of morning television, warm smile, measured words, a trusted voice in the often tumultuous world of broadcasting. But beneath that polished exterior, quiet storms had been gathering, and the unexpected journey she embarked on in the show The Celebrity Traitors became the catalyst for a profound transformation, one that neither she nor viewers quite anticipated. For years, Kate lived a life defined by duty. Her husband, Derek Draper, was struck by a devastating illness, and Kate took on the role of carer, advocate, and anchor for their children. That kind of all-consuming responsibility leaves little room for self-exploration, spontaneity, or even grief. She reflected, after nearly 6 years of caring, your world goes very in, and you're literally every minute of the day thinking, what about the medication? What am I going to do? When Derek died in January 2024, Kate's life entered a new terrain, one of loss, of identity shifting, and of creeping realization that the version of Kate she had been might not be the full story. Grief does strange things. It constrains, then it expands, and sometimes it demands reinvention. When the invitation came to join the Celebrity Traitors, Kate admitted she signed up with a lightness that surprised even her. I heard the rumors, and I just thought, what an incredible experience. As well as playing a really fascinating game, no high-stakes strategy, no armor, she was simply curious. Having spent years inside a loop of care and worry, this show offered a break from the familiar, an ordered world of rules and roles, into one of chaos, uncertainty, and self-discovery. Other contestants might have entered with game plans. Kate went in ready to play. I've lived genuinely with life or death for a long time. Then you have got the ability to enjoy something that is just a game. And that's where the first spark of transformation began. Not in winning, not in being the best player, but in being allowed to let go. Inside the castle, Kate was confronted with more than the secret traitors, the midnight murders, and the round table accusations. She found herself amidst the living mirror of her inner state. Chaos, confusion, disorganization. She admitted as much. I think he's trying to say that I can be occasionally a little chaotic, a little bit disorganized, a little confused by life. Picture this, sliding open a heavy wooden door expecting a billiard room and finding a laboratory instead. Being accused of hiding in a broom cupboard. A viral side-eye from fellow contestant Tom Daly when she exclaimed, "Flabbergasted," at a moment of shock. But that chaos wasn't a weakness, it was her truth, and by showing it, she became real. When Kate was banished from the game, not by betrayal, but by the votes of her peers, she stood before the group and gave a speech that revealed what the experience had done to her. I've had a lot of years of being very serious and very sad, and you've all allowed me to play the most amazing game. I'm going to take away every new idea and a new kind of life. In that moment, the transformation became visible, not just to the audience, but to Kate herself. She was stepping out of the role of perpetual carer, the one with unwavering focus, into something softer, freer, and more alive. Visible changes. A new hairstyle, big curls, a wild mane that spoke of freedom rather than routine. Fashion choices that hinted at daring rather than safe. A dress with a cloak-like cape, suggesting she was not just a faithful, but maybe something more. Social media posts of her impersonating co-stars, embracing humor and play. Invisible changes. She allowed herself quiet grief. The solitude of the castle gave her time to process. It allowed quite a lot of grief to come out. She opened to connection beyond her previous world of care. After nearly 6 years of caring, it's been lovely to meet people from different worlds. Her mindset shifted from duty to delight. Being charitable still matters, but so does fun. She admitted she took perhaps too much pleasure in it because it was such a bursting of a valve of tension. In a world where we often applaud the polished, the produced, the always-on duty version of ourselves, Kate's journey reminds us of something deeper. Transformation doesn't always come from victory or perfection. Sometimes it comes from surrender. Sometimes from being removed from the usual routines and thrown into the wild cards of life and discovering parts of ourselves we forgot existed. Kate's metamorphosis matters because it's messy and human. She didn't emerge with some perfect, clean reinvention. She emerged with curls gone wild, with the word flabbergasted making a comeback, with confusion in her luggage, but also with clarity, because she had looked inward, looked around, and come out changed. A new chapter begins. What comes next for Kate? Perhaps a new balance, living as a broadcaster and host, yes, but also living as someone who now knows she can let go, that she can play, that she can be silly. She's exploring self-care, healing, letting childhood games seep into adult life again. But Castle of the Celebrity Traitors may have been her testing ground, but the field is vast now. She once said, "You couldn't think about anything else. You were completely engaged in the game. But there were also moments when you were completely on your own." And it was in that on your own space that the seed of rebirth sprouted. It might sound small, but that moment when Kate uttered the word flabbergasted on the show and embraced the laughter that followed is emblematic. She had been serious for so long. The world expected seriousness. She rose to the challenge but lost a little of herself in the process. Now she's reclaiming the surprise, the wide-eyed wonder, the child inside that whispered, "What if I just say the word anyway?" And when the children of today, she quipped, started saying, "I'm flabbergasted, Kate," she knew the change was real. The challenge ahead isn't a camera in a castle or accusations at a round table. It's living the life on the other side of grief and duty, on the other side of the game, on her terms. And if she continues to embrace the chaos, enjoy the wild curls, and say the word flabbergasted with unapologetic joy, then we'll all be watching the next chapter with delight.